blood or some sort of pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear, I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here, the sound of deafening fear.
You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me coming. You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me.
My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he stabs me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel, I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks, I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't find a trace of you anywhere or any place.
You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me coming. You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me coming.
Hello, YouTube! Today I am going to show you why Swain is the best pick on mid versus tanky melee team comps.
No cure for fools.
First, let's start with when not to pick Swain. High mobility. Long range and true damage dealing champs counter him as he relies on first, keeping the enemies into his ultimate as long as possible, and second, being able to hit his third spell E or so called Never Move. Champions like Vayne, Gwen, Olaf, who can run you down or kite you are the champs which I struggle against the most. Even if you don't face them in lane during the mid, late game phases, they can get you far behind and keep you away from carrying the game. Champions that might ruin your lane phase are Yasuo, Ahri, and even Fizz, whom I'm actually facing in this game, but in cases when I see at least a heavy melee or tank champions on the enemy team, sacrificing the lane phase is becoming worth it. The way to counter Swain in lane is to burst him down or to dodge, mitigate his ease, which Fizz can actually do, but as you can see, the enemy team picked Leona and Rammus, and their comp is missing a top laner, which in most cases is another tank, melee champ. This is the main reason why Swain can shine in the mid and late game stages and becomes the best pick. As for Samira, she is heavily countered by Vi and Pyke, so she is not something to consider in this game. Another thing not to consider, our top laner blind picking Akali. Their last pick Aatrox, challenge accepted. 3 heavy melee champs and 1 short range assassin. Let's go! For the build, Malignance and Riftmaker after rushing mana boots are your core items. As third item, you should always go Rabadons, as after the last Swain rework, His healing from passive scales with AP, but not max HP. Fourth and fifth items are always situational. You might go for Trident if you are facing tons of shields. Infinity Orb for extra burst. Twingard to get tankier and really difficult to kill. Liandry's versus lots of HP. Spirit Visage in cases when you have a healing enchanter on your side and the primary incoming damage is AP. Morellonomicon if you are against a lot of healing. In general, you have lots of options. Never go for the same items every game. Builds are situational, and you should consider the enemy comp and items that you are facing. For example, buying Morellonomicon 4th item when the enemies have 0 healing is a pure waste of gold. In addition to the build, for the enchantment I recommend Zonia. Really op when pressing it during your ult between multiple champs. After Fizz using his E, I am aware that he has at least 10 sec cooldown on his spell, so it would be better to keep trading and to reduce his HP. Otherwise, once he has his next E or if he gets level advantage, he can burst me down along with his Ignite. But bro got greedy for the kill without considering the XP advantage from the minions, which placed me in perfect position to win this lane and carry the game. This is a perfect example of how even bad matchups might turn into free lane when your enemy relies too much on their counter pick and prioritizes kills. With the gold from First Blood and 2 waves, I have my mana boots which will ensure me almost infinite mana. Now let's talk about the runes. Phase Rush is the optimal choice. The movement speed which it provides is really useful when chasing enemies during your ult. And the ability Haste allows you to spam your skills in the late stage of the game. 4 secondary runes, Gathering Storm, Giant Slayer and Legend, Bloodline provide you with even more scaling damage and sustain. My last rune is Axiom Arcanist, again extra damage. Healing and cooldown reduction from my ult. Those runes combined with Malignance, Riftmaker and Rabadons make those tanks into free food for Mr. Swain. Even though I got the first kill and I have gold lead against Fizz, I'm not looking for hard trades since he's still able to kill me, especially before I hit my level 5. Instead, I am looking to push the wave, get the gold from it, place vision, and am trying to track the enemy jungler. From the vision plant, it was clear that the enemy jungler is either in his base or farming his blue side, and with our bot lane in their current position. They are most likely to get ganked. Roaming with Swain is viable when you have an easier lane and you are able to one-shot the wave without exposing yourself. In this case, I used the short window I had to cancel the recall of Rammus and mess with his tempo. Knowing your time window is a key thing in terms of successful and worth roams. Giving the enemy mid laner 3 plates and losing whole wave for a single kill is something you'd want to avoid. A single roam should not result in losing your gold lead and falling behind in XP compared to the other mid laner.
Danger.
Destiny marches like any man.
Enemy slain. Ally slain.
Decisions have consequences. This I know well. I peer through the darkness others fear.
Example of bad roam is Signora Akali. For the current fight, her contribution is close to 0. Meanwhile, Aatrox is getting free waves and plates, while enemy minions are dying to the tower, denying our Senorita gold.
Your deed
Top turret is under attack.
already has.
And because Aatrox is smart, he doesn't let her get back to her lane, which results in more minions dying to the tower. But let's focus on our gameplay after killing 3 enemies. This is the best time to utilize those kills, pushing waves and taking plates. After the wave is pushed, we instantly recall to spend our gold. Otherwise, even though you are so ahead, the gold in your pocket doesn't give you stats. This game is the best scenario that you could wish for. Getting your first
Enemy
power
missing.
spick Malignance before first objective is huge.
How cheap. I cannot lead if I allow fools to stumble about.
Since we are so
before me.
far ahead and there is still 1 minute until objectives spawn, we are able to look for a roam. Of course, after hard pushing the wave. My jungler is coming out of base, Akali too, so my only option remains bot lane.
Top turret is
We
under
quickly
attack.
check the lane condition and sprint down with ult.
Enemy slain. Enemy slain.
After which I immediately go back to lane to clear the wave and deny Fizz from taking plates.
Middle turret is under attack.
This roam cost us 0 plates and 1 minion.
The Enchanted Ensemble and Mountain Dragon have spawned.
Before contesting an objective, you always want to get mid lane priority by pushing the wave. You might ask why in this case I didn't follow my jungler. First of all, we saw Fizz heading top. Akali is low HP. We already got first tower, which is the main purpose of the Enchanted Ensemble, and most importantly, we have bot lane Prio, which is enough. Reason to contest the Drake, but not the so-called Herald. Instead, we lost both objectives and gave the enemy team an angle for a comeback. That didn't actually happen, but you get what I mean. Even though I was playing duo with my jungler, a bad call is still a bad call. As you see, it's not the end of the world, especially when enemy Aatrox decides that it's a brilliant idea to stay top on 1 HP.
Decisions have consequences. This I know.
Here I see that my teammates are looking for a fight in mid lane. Aatrox is respawning. I have my second power spick on recall. So you know the steps already.
I cannot lead if I allow fools to stumble about before me.
Ally slain. On my way. Enemy slain. Enemy slain. Double kill. Enemy slain.
Tell me again all the crimes I've committed, and I'll tell you the price of victory. We are at war. Do not forget it. Forfeit your life.
And let's talk about the healing with this build. You can see me getting under half HP in the beginning of the fight and ending it with
Enemy
full.
turret destroyed. Ally slain. Ally slain. Enemy slain. Unstoppable. You are
Another disappointment.
rampage. Ace.
I usually recommend getting Zonias after your second item, unless
We
you
are
have
at
gold
war.
for full
Do not
Rabadons.
forget it.
Now 2 minutes are left until first Baron spawns 11 minute. Your goal is to get as much gold as possible and try to hit your third item.
Bottom turret is under attack.
I cannot lead if I allow fools to stumble about before me. Tell me again.
By the
all
way,
crimes
if you
I've
like the
committed,
video, you can support me
and
by
I'll tell you the
liking,
price of
commenting, and subscribing. It means a lot. Thank you.
Decisions have consequences. This I know. Destiny marches like any.
Top turret is under attack. Turret lost.
What have the ravens done?
Perfect.
Forfeit your
Yeah,
life.
it's GG.
Unstoppable.
Engage.
Dominating.
On my way. Attack Baron.
Top turret is under
Attack Baron. Turret lost. Shut down. Perfect.
Your team has slain Baron Nashor.
I peer through the darkness others fear. I am not done with you yet. Decisions have consequences. This I know well.
Bottom turret is under attack. Turret lost.
We must remind them of their place.
Double kill. Enemy slain. Killing spree. Triple kill. Killing spree.
I cannot lead if I allow fools to stand about.
Enemy turret destroyed. Enemy turret destroyed. Enemy turret destroyed. Shut down. Rampage. Ace.
You know, you must grief it at least once.
Shut down. Ally slain. Chosen.
Middle turret is under attack. Turret lost.
Is that really them?
On my way.
I should...
Destiny marches like any man. Diplomacy is a subtle art. Forfeit your life.
Double kill. Enemy slain.
We are at war. Do not forget it. You dare oppose Noxious?
You have slain an enemy.
Death is its own.
Ally slain. You have slain an enemy. Enemy double kill. Unstoppable. Ally slain. Ally slain.
Thank you for watching.
Ace.
If you have any questions, please leave them in the
Victory.
comments.
The outcome was decided when they brought an army, and I brought a demon.